Welcome back to Monster Machines. Today we're checking out some of the coolest vintage agriculture machines that were innovative for their time but became infamous for their flaws. Starting off with a true golden oldie, it's the Fordson F tractor. Manufactured in the United States, this was introduced in 1917. It became one of the first affordable tractors, priced at $750 at the time, which would be around $15,000 today. It was relatively small, measuring 102 inches in length, 56 inches in width, and 55 inches in height, with a 20 horsepower engine. The Fordson F was revolutionary in making mechanized farming accessible to the average farmer. However, it had a significant design flaw. Its high center of gravity and rear wheel placement made it prone to tipping over backward, especially when pulling heavy loads or driving uphill. These stability issues led to numerous accidents, some fatal, prompting lawsuits and leading to changes in tractor safety regulations. Next up, it's a more modern classic, the International Harvester 1468. Produced in the U.S. from 1971 to 1976, it was designed for heavy plowing and field work and featured a powerful 161 horsepower V8 diesel engine and measured 164 inches in length, 106 inches in width, and 115 inches in height. It cost around $13,000 in 1971, about $85,000 today. While the V8 engine was impressive for its time, it caused more problems than it solved. The engine was prone to overheating and frequent failures due to the immense power output. These issues led to frequent breakdowns in the field, frustrating farmers who needed reliable equipment. Due to its unreliability, only about 2,500 units were produced, and the model was quickly abandoned in favor of more dependable tractors. Now, let's move on to the Claus Dominator 108 SL. This German machine was a high-capacity combine harvester produced from 1985 to 1992. It featured a 225 horsepower engine and measured 295 inches in length, 150 inches in width, and 145 inches in height. It was a significant investment, costing around $100,000 in the 1980s, roughly $300,000 in today's money. Despite being advanced, it had a poorly designed threshing mechanism that often caused grain losses and blockages. Farmers found themselves spending more time fixing the machine than harvesting, leading to significant financial losses. Up next is another short-lived classic, the John Deere 430 Crawler tractor, made in the U.S. from 1958 to 1960. Costing around $3,000 in 1959, equivalent to about $27,000 today, it was part of John Deere's 30 series. This tractor was 114 inches long, 66 inches wide, and 58 inches high, with a 28 horsepower engine. Its transmission system, however, was a major weak point. Early production models had a critical design flaw that caused frequent breakdowns and costly repairs. These issues led to numerous customer complaints and forced John Deere to redesign the transmission, costing the company millions, which led to its eventual phase-out. The Massey Ferguson 1155 is next on our list. Manufactured in the United States from 1972 to 1977, it was designed for heavy-duty field work. It featured a Perkins V8 diesel engine that delivered 146 horsepower and measured 185 inches in length, 108 inches in width, and 124 inches in height. It was priced at $14,000 at the time, or $75,000 today. Despite its powerful engine, the 1155 was notorious for its reliability issues. The excessive power output often led to transmission failures and overheating, causing frequent breakdowns. Next, let's talk about a machine that was developed in the U.S. during the 1990s, the Case IH Quadra prototype. This experimental tractor featured a unique 4-track system designed to provide high traction and reduce soil compaction, making it ideal for soft soils. The prototype measured 295 inches in length, 148 inches in width, and 144 inches in height, and it was powered by a 400 horsepower engine. However, the initial prototypes had severe issues with track slippage and uneven weight distribution. These problems caused the tractor to get stuck in muddy conditions and perform poorly on uneven terrain. It took several years of testing and redesigns to address these issues, and the Quadra eventually became a reliable machine. Now, let's take a look at the Alice Chalmers Model U, another US-produced machine from 1929 to 1953. It was a general-purpose farming tractor. It measured 118 inches in length, 65 inches in width, and 66 inches in height, with a 22-horsepower six-cylinder engine. Priced at about $1,500 in the 1930s, $25,000 today, the Model U was a popular choice among farmers for its versatility and affordability. Despite its initial success, the Model U had significant issues with its cooling system, causing frequent engine overheating and breakdowns. These problems left many farmers frustrated and unable to complete their work. Next up, it's the versatile 1080, one of the first articulated tractors manufactured in Canada from 1974 to 1976. It was intended for heavy field work and featured an articulated four-wheel drive system. The 1080 measured 250 inches in length, 110 inches in width, and 135 inches in height, with a 250 horsepower engine. Its price was $50,000 in 1974, which is about $270,000 today. Despite its powerful engine and high ground clearance, the versatile 1080 was plagued by mechanical issues, particularly with its steering system and engine reliability. The steering often failed, leading to numerous accidents and operational difficulties. The engine was also prone to frequent breakdowns, requiring costly repairs. Let's now discuss the Oliver 70 row crop. Manufactured in the United States from 1935 to 1948, it was designed for planting and cultivating crops in rows. It measured 124 inches in length, 70 inches in width, and 65 inches in height, with a 35 horsepower engine. Priced at around $1,200 in 1935, $23,000 today, it was known for its streamlined design and distinctive green and red color scheme. However, the Oliver 70 had a problematic steering system prone to failure, making it difficult to control in tight spaces. This led to numerous accidents and crop damage, causing frustration among farmers. Moving on now to the Gleaner A combine. Made in the US from 1951 to 1959, it was one of the first self-propelled combines designed to revolutionize the harvesting process. It measured 250 inches in length, 120 inches in width, and 140 inches in height, with a 75 horsepower engine. In the 1950s, its price tag was $6,500, equivalent to $60,000 today. Despite its innovative self-propelled design, the Gleaner A had several flaws. Its grain tank and unloading system were poorly designed, causing frequent grain spillages and blockages. Next is the Deutz Fahr DX series. Produced in Germany from 1980 to 1989, this was a range of tractors known for their innovative air-cooled engines and fully enclosed cab. They measured 170 inches in length, 85 inches in width, and 100 inches in height, with a maximum power output of 125 horsepower. The tractors were priced at about $50,000 in the 1980s. That's $150,000 today. Despite their advanced features, the DX series tractors were prone to overheating, particularly in hot climates. The air-cooled engines, while innovative, struggled to keep the tractors running smoothly in warmer temperatures, leading to frequent breakdowns. In addition to overheating issues, the DX series also suffered from electrical system and hydraulic failures. Next, it's the new Holland TR Series combines, made from 1980 to 1990 in the US. They introduced the twin rotor system, which was designed to improve the efficiency of threshing and separating grain. They were 320 inches long, 150 inches wide, and 145 inches high, and powered by a 210 horsepower engine. The cost of a TR Series combine was about $100,000 in the 1980s, which would be a hefty $300,000 today. However, the early models of the TR Series had a rotor system that was poorly balanced, leading to uneven threshing and frequent breakdowns. The inadequate threshing capacity often resulted in grain losses, frustrating farmers who expected better performance from such an expensive machine. Moving on, let's take a look at the Zetor Crystal Series. A Czechoslovakian creation from 1975 to 1985, this was known for its robust construction and heavy-duty capabilities. These tractors were designed to handle tough plowing and tillage tasks and measured 190 inches in length, 96 inches in width, and 110 inches in height, with a maximum power output of 100 horsepower. The Crystal Series tractors were priced around $30,000 in the 1970s, $160,000 by today's standards. Despite their durability and strong build, the Zetor Crystal Series tractors had significant issues with gearbox and clutch reliability. These components were prone to frequent failures, making the tractors difficult to maintain, especially in regions where replacement parts were hard to come by. The mechanical problems associated with the gearbox and clutch eventually limited the success of the Crystal Series. The Farmall 560, produced by International Harvester in the United States from 1958 to 1963, was a versatile tractor designed for general farming and row crop tasks. It measured 140 inches in length, 72 inches in width, and 80 inches in height, with a 63 horsepower engine. The tractor was priced around $3,200 in 1958, which would be $30,000 nowadays. Bargain. Or maybe not. Although the Farmall 560 had great potential, it was hindered by a critical design flaw in its rear axle. Under heavy loads, the rear axle was prone to failure, leading to numerous accidents and significant damage to the equipment. Finally, let's talk about the Steger Tiger series. This was one of the largest and most powerful tractors available at the time. From 1973 to 1980, they were produced in the US. Designed for heavy tillage and large-scale farming, these machines measured 310 inches in length, 140 inches in width, and 144 inches in height, with a massive 500 horsepower engine. The cost of a Steger Tiger tractor was around $100,000 in the 1970s, which would be a sizable $540,000 today. Despite its impressive size and power, the Steger Tiger series was notorious for its hydraulic system issues. The hydraulics were prone to leaks and failures, leading to frequent downtime and costly repairs. These reliability problems made the Steger Tiger a risky investment for farmers who needed consistent performance. And there you have it, a reminder that each failure paved the way for advancements in the monster machines of today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and if you want more right now, just click here and we'll see you in the next one.